I am here at the Safety Village located across the street from the Fort Wayne Police Academy. This Safety Village allows for kids to understand realistic situations and how to be safe when crossing the streets and so much more. They work together with the police department and the firefighter department in order to learn key skills to stay safe. As you can see, there are realistic environments around me, so people get to learn safety in this safe community before they have to go out to the real world. And I'm taking you on the inside. Let's do it.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
I am now joined by Officer Jesse, who is a patrol officer here at Safety Village. Hi, officer.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Good. Well, it's a beautiful day to talk about this amazing safety space that's for kids. So kind of give us an overview about Safety Village and why it's around.
So Safety Village is 33 years old, and it was created obviously to help kids, and honestly, we have people of all ages that come out and want to learn about safety. So they come out in a safe environment and we learn safety rules.
Yeah, which is so cool. So you all created this town which reflects Fort Wayne with the businesses that are on the walls and the different organizations and really how the streets are made up. So we're just passing over a crosswalk right now. We didn't do the right thing and look both ways.
Right.
But that's what you teach here. So kind of give me a little example in this crosswalk. What do kids learn?
So we talk about pedestrian crossings, we talk about the traffic signals, we talk about crosswalks, where it's safest to cross the street, making sure if there's a pedestrian signal that we follow it, knowing that not all cars follow the rules.
Right.
Knowing that we are responsible for our own rules to keep ourselves safe.
Yeah.
That's the main thing we want to push with whomever comes out here to Safety Village, whether it be a child or an adult in need of education. We want them to make sure that they're following their own safety rules to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, which is so important. And like I said, these streets are so cute, the way that they're painted and really signifying how safety is important in the streets. But you also teach other things in addition to street safety. So what are your programs?
So I have the pedestrian safety. I do some bike safety. I do stranger awareness. There's the Gun Don't Touch program. And also an officer chat, just to let kids know about officers and what we do, why we wear what we wear, different things like that.
And speaking of, we're right in front of the Fort Wayne Police building, and then of course the firefighter building. And you mentioned the Gun Don't Touch. So we have kids that are out today. They're so cute. They ran up to you. Hi, Officer Jesse.
Yes.
They know you. And there's a little song. Give me a little taste of that little song that you were singing with them.
So it's with Eddie the Eagle, and it's with the Gun Don't Touch program. So it's stop, don't touch, run away, get a grown up. And it's just such a simple rule to let kids know never to touch a gun.
Okay, let's sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stop, don't touch, run away, tell a grown up.
Okay.
Yeah, good job. I'm gonna bring you along with my classes.
Right, because singing is what I do best.
See?
No? So officer, I know we talked a lot about the kids being able to understand the safety, but you all actually allow for them to understand police officers better. So kind of tell me about that process and why it's so important.
Yes, we let the kids know that police officers don't just arrest people. We want them to know that we care about people and that we want to help people. And some kids come out to Safety Village, or maybe if I'm in the schools and they think, well, she's bad because she's a police officer. And I let them know what we wear, why we wear it, the stuff that we don't use very often. And most of the time the kids come out with a very positive outlook of police. They know that we care. And I let them know always that we all make mistakes. And that just because somebody got a ticket or maybe somebody got put in jail, it doesn't mean they're a bad person. We all learn from our mistakes. And
that's nice to create just that comfort, because as I said, those kids ran up to you and they're like, hey, you were at my school, or I saw you here, and they feel just really happy to see you, as opposed to like, oh no, as a police officer.
And I'm happy to see them too,
Yeah.
because I want them to look at police as people who want to help them. You know, that's the end goal.
Yeah.
You know, we just really want the community to know that we're here to help them.
Yeah.
And especially with the safety education, we just want the kids to learn safety as they're young, grow up to be safe adults.
Yeah. And I love the interaction portion also. You have your police squad car here, and then you have your fire trucks here. And kids are like, can I go inside? So they're able to go inside and like look around, right?
Yeah, when we have different events, we have those officers and the fire trucks that are able to come and let the kids have a sneak peek at that, because not typically do you get to do that. So it's nice to have the public events where we can have those available for people to kind of get a look inside, get to sit inside and get to see that.
Yeah, and so behind us we have a little jail.
Yes.
But you said the door's open because no kids are getting locked up today.
Nope, we don't have bad boys and girls at Safety Village. It's just for fun, just to go in and maybe some pictures.
Take pictures,
you know, but no, we don't have bad boys and girls at Safety Village. So the jail's just for fun.
All right, awesome. Well, let's keep looking.
Okay.
So there's so much here. In addition to the building space, you also have homes that are back here.
Yes.
So you talk to the kids about just stranger danger, as you said, and how to approach a home, or rather not to approach a home, right?
Right, you know, never going up to a house, never going into a stranger's house, even if they are offering you maybe candy or maybe to see an animal that's inside, never going anywhere without your grown-up's permission.
Yeah.
It's just such an important thing.
It is.
You know, nowadays and always, you know, that we are teaching these kids these safety skills to keep them safe.
Right, exactly. And so what is the age range that kids come and participate in this program?
So for my programs, most of the time I'm talking to kindergarten.
Okay.
But really the safety can be, you know, really given to anybody.
Right.
You know, I mean, there's always safety rules for any age and any ability and all these different things like that. You know, the fire department, which, you know, they see third grade. So, yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so we're going to learn more from the fire team about what they teach and some of the drills, and then also just, you know, the growth, where you started and where you're going.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, thank you.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
We just saw the Safety Village up close and personal, and now I am here with Police Captain Jeremy Webb, who is the Public Information Officer with the Fort Wayne Police Department. Hello.
Hi, Jessica.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, listen, that place is so cool. The Safety Village is so amazing and so creative and innovative. And I'm so curious, when was it established here in Fort Wayne, and what made you all build such a village?
So it was built in 1991. Was the first year that it came into fruition. And there was a need for pedestrian safety, for kids to be safe. A lot of kids walk to school, take the bus, ride their bikes to school. And, you know, there was a need to make sure they get there safe. And for the fire department, there's also the fire component, too, to be able to see signs of danger and things if they see smoke and know what to do. So
Yeah. And so I'm sure that this has really improved the lives of kids and also their parents, just allowing for them to get just kind of that one-on-one training. There's nothing like being hands-on and being able to see the danger to prevent it in the future. So how do you feel that this village has really impacted the community and kids?
So it's kind of twofold. So you get to teach kids about public safety in a fun environment where they get to interact. They're not in a boring classroom and falling asleep. They get to get out on those vehicles and ride them around and actually apply what they're learning. And then they get to interact with officers in a non-crisis situation. So they get to see us where it's not a danger. They get to know us and ask questions and have fun. And then they do that with the fire department as well. So they get to do some hands-on stuff. And as kids, you know, a lot of times when you're being lectured to or talked to, you're going to lose their attention. So it's nice to be able to put your hands on and do things, and it helps with the learning process. And it's fun. They have a great time doing it.
Right. And I love the fact that they can kind of walk through this little city and kind of prepare them for the big city and what real life is like. And of course, there are so many different buildings, and I know different businesses have an opportunity to participate by volunteering and by donating. And then you have like all of the signage up. So kind of share with me a little bit about that cohesiveness with getting the businesses involved.
So Safety Village, it's not a budgeted item in our police budget. So it really functions on grants, volunteer, commercial donations, individual donations to kind of help keep it running. And so far, we've been successful since 1991. So it's important that the community invest in that and they see the return in kid safety and the interaction with public safety in general. So businesses have a chance to, a lot of the businesses that donate financially also donate their time. A lot of their employees will come out and actually do labor. They'll help with the landscaping, they'll paint, they'll help keep those buildings maintenance, and then they can put their signage up there, and it's kind of good marketing for them as well. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody in that respect.
Absolutely. And I'm sure people are watching, probably being introduced to the Safety Village for the first time, and they're like, oh my goodness, how can I get involved if I want to? And I know that you all take volunteers even from individuals.
Right, yeah. And if you're a school or homeschooled or a church organization or anything like that, if you go to our website, fwpd.org, there is a Safety Village link on our website where you can click on that and actually sign up to be a guest at Safety Village.
Okay.
And so, and Jessica Ingram, the officer who runs Safety Village for the police department, she also goes out to schools during the school year and does her presentation there indoors too. So Safety Village is great spring and summer, and then in the winter months when the weather changes and it's not practical to be outside, she can go into the schools too and teach public safety.
Yes, and with working up close and personal and really supervising the officers and those who serve this village, how do you feel they are impacted just from being able to personally interact and see these kids kind of grow?
Yeah, the officers enjoy it. Typically, the officers who do this type of job, they do that for the rest of their career. You don't see many officers leaving these type of jobs where you get to interact and really put those deposits in the community. They typically stay. They don't go back to the street or other areas of the department. So they really get, they see the impact, and then as the kids get older, you know, you can see generations of kids as you do this job long enough. You'll see, hey, your mom was here. Hey, your daughter was here. And, and when you get those generational returns, then it's really cool. Because Fort Wayne, I mean, it's a small community. There's 2 degrees of separation here.
Right.
So people know people who know people. So everybody kind of knows each other, and it's good to see what work is paying off for you when you put it into the community like that.
Yeah, that is so awesome. Well, thank you so much, Captain, for coming in and sharing more about this village. Thank you so much to all of the police and fire personnel who work so hard to make the Safety Village a great place that it is today. And after the break, the fun continues at the Safety Village as I learn about the fire side and actually go through their fire rescue house. I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
The Fort Wayne Fire Department is teaching more than just stop, drop, and roll. They actually have a whole simulation house here at the Survival House. I'm going to speak with their captain to learn how it all works and how they're keeping kids safe in our community. Joining me now is Captain Andrea Burton in the Public Education Division. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, so we've been learning all about the Safety Village, and I think this is the coolest thing ever, right? I was driving by and I saw it. I said, what is going on there? I got to find out. And so I know that you all partner with the police department to offer different programs.
Yes.
And so the program that you offer really focuses on survival
Yes.
inside of a house fire. So this is fascinating. Tell me more.
Yeah, so we, this is a structured program. This is called our Survive a Life House. It has been in existence since 1991. It was created after a tragedy that occurred here locally. It was 4 youngsters who lost their lives in a fire, and it was the public involvement. So there was previous educators along with the PTA of that school did a smoke detector blitz, local level, and then the state got involved, another smoke detector blitz. And so just a lot of minds and thoughts got together and realized that maybe we should show kids how to get out of a house fire if they had to. So we weren't the first one in Fort Wayne to create a Survive Alive house, but we created it, and now we are the largest here in our country, actually. 3.7 acres, about 4 football fields, but here specifically is our Survive Alive house. So we put ideal grade is 3rd grade. We put them in a real pretend house fire.
Okay, so that is like really cool. So tell me about this simulation of them really just experiencing it from beginning to end.
Yes, so what we do, we have a classroom portion. So we explain to them, so we don't want, the worst thing we want to do is have them leave here terrified of fire. So we want them to respect fire. So we literally tell them that we are going to put you in a real pretend house fire, and you're going to see some real fake smoke. We have a fog machine, some real fake heat. Well, the heat is the heat coils through the door. Say they feel the door with the back of their hand. And they hear real smoke alarms, what they sound like. Of course, we tell them to test, their parents should be testing, so they actually hear what a smoke alarm sounds like. So they're here to hear the test of a smoke alarm, the test of a smoke alarm going off, and then they'll actually be in darkness. And they'll have some fake fog, which is smoke coming at them. And we do have a fire effect that is behind our couch in the 1st level. So they'll see it's a fireplace insert. So they'll see what a fire more realistically looks like. And we do tell them if this was a real house fire, we would not be in here talking. So in that level, on the 1st floor, they get to see how the smoke wants to stay up high because smoke and heat rises, and they actually witness the smoke being thick and coming down. So it's real life, you know, reality of the devastations of what fire can do to us. We talk about smoke inhalation being the #1 cause. So we say, don't waste time, get out. You can't go through smoke. A lot of us, even adults, don't understand that concept in itself. So we really drive hard some facts, hoping that they would take home to their parents. We also tell them about having 2 ways out, having a fire escape plan. So the smoke alarm is your first line of defense. That will do you a lot of good, knowing that there's a fire at 2 o'clock in the morning. Daytime, you just walk out a lot of times. So we tell them in steps. Hear a smoke alarm go off, wake up. Go low. Smoke and heat rises. You want to get out the easiest way out, which is your door. Crawl to the door. Yell the word fire. Yell that word fire. So fire, fire, fire. So people in your house can hear that. They'll hear the smoke alarm, but your familiar voice. So yell the word fire. And go and fill the door with the back of your hand. And we want to make sure they're not, oh, I don't sleep with my door closed. So we try to make it the best situation. And we also let them know having enough smoke alarms will give you plenty of time to get out. So they fill the door with the back of their hand. If it's hot or warm to the touch, of course, don't go out that way. Go out the window. So we have a fire escape ladder here, and we actually show them that ladder. But we practice a technique called hanging and dropping. Because the reality is, if you live in a 2-story home, a lot of us may not have that. So they practice that technique here. So once they get out, they do go to our meeting place, which is, we say, a safe distance in front of your home, so fire trucks can come, but you got to call 911. So knowing your address and phone number and the nature of your call is what we emphasize. And they make that call. We have a real person who is our dispatcher here at the Safety Village, another educator. So they hear a live voice. They be able to say their address out loud, you know, and have that feeling of a little anxiety. So they do that at our neighbor's house outside.
So they get, so this is just so amazing. I mean, honestly, so they're sometimes just, like you said, they're in the dark. It's a surprise. All this stuff starts to happen so they can understand what it feels like and just being in that anxious moment. And then you teach them how to escape, where not to go, where to go. They drop out the window, go over to the neighbor's house and make that phone call. Wow.
And we really slowed the process of hanging and dropping out down a little bit, so they're stretched all the way out. And of course, if you had to hang and drop from a 2-story floor, you know, you're about 12 feet up. So you may sprain your ankle, you know, or whatever, how you land. We try to tell them to keep their head and hands inside and act as if they're on a bicycle seat. And we go through the steps. They literally stretched out, hanging down. So their drop may be 7 feet, 8 feet. And we have a hang and drop wall that is only 6 and 8 feet. So they get to practice that as well.
Yeah, and so what is this? What are these items over here? Do they practice or get to know the fire equipment?
So we had a special day today, and we partnered with Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation Police Department. And so this was a park and play day. So park and play day meant that here at the Safety Village, they could come with their adult and explore. So what you see here are our hoses and our nozzles. We kind of wrapped it up now, but they got to put their hands on some of the firefighter tools. So that's just one of our mini stations, and they got to do a little axe throwing. We tell them that we have the key to everyone's house with an axe, right? So they got to fill their hands on a foam axe, perfectly safe. We have a hydrant here. They got to hook up to the hydrant. We had another partnership with Neighbor Link. They came out with their parents, and the kids came out in their camp and painted these hydrants for us.
That is so cool. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for the work that you're doing here.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure. It was nice meeting you.
You too.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.